Hi, welcome to Barley Pop. I'm Daniel Kahn, Brewmaster at Buckbean Brewing Company, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about food and beer pairings. This is something that's really becoming a lot more popular now in the US because there are such a wide range of flavors that you can get in different beer styles. You've got a lot of choices, a lot of things that you can play with beer and food pairings. Most of the time it works best to pair complementary flavors in the food and the beer. You find things that are similar and kind of match and highlight each other. I like to think of the flavors in beer and food on a couple of different scales. One from bright flavors to dark flavors. The bright flavors in beer come from hop aroma. They come from some of the yeast esters that are produced. They come from the tartness in sour beer styles. And bright flavors in foods come from things like fresh herbs, from citrus fruits, from light meats like fish and chicken. The dark flavors in beer come from the roasted malts, and dark flavors in food tend to be darker meats, things that are smoked, things with earthy kinds of flavors like mushrooms. The other scale that you've got kind of runs from smooth to sharp flavors, and smooth flavors in beer come from the malt sweetness. Smooth flavors in foods come from things like pastas, things with a lot of grain flavor, or cream sauces. Sharp flavors in beer come primarily from high hop bitterness, also from some of the clovey phenols you'll get in some of the wheat styles. And these pair well with sharp flavors in foods like a sharp blue cheese or horseradish or really bitter chocolate. So then when we look at some different beer styles, you can look at what sort of flavor types they have in them and get some ideas for what foods you can pair with them. For example, our Black Naughty Lager, which is a dark lager. It's got a lot of dark malt flavors. It's also got a lot of smooth malt flavors in it. And so it pairs very well with grilled foods, with smoked foods. But it also pairs really well with smooth cheeses and pastries and pastas and things like that. An IPA is a popular style. They're very bitter beers, and they can sometimes be a little bit hard to pair with foods because the hop flavor is so strong in them. But when you pair them with sharp foods like horseradish or like a really sharp cheese, it works real well. Pale ales have a blend of bright flavors and sharp flavors. They're not as bitter as an IPA, so they don't get nearly as sharp. But they will pair well with foods that have a little bit of strength in the flavor. But they go well with things like Mexican food, things like Asian food that have a lot of tanginess, maybe some fresh cilantro, things like that. A nicely balanced red ale, like our Tule Duck Red Ale, has really a broad spectrum of flavors. It's kind of well balanced, but there's a lot of elements that you can pair with things in the food. There's enough malt sweetness that it pairs well with smooth flavors. There's enough brightness in the hop aroma that you can pair well with tangy flavors like tomato sauce or red fruit sauces, but you also have a little bit of a roasty edge to it where it does pair well with darker meats. It pairs well with foods that are grilled and things like that. So if you think about your favorite beers in terms of what kinds of these flavor elements they have in them, you can start getting some ideas for what kinds of foods will pair real well with those. Well, that was a little bit of information on food and beer pairings. Go and enjoy.